Two of DC's greatest heroes, two titans who have fought side by side countless times. But what happens when they're forced to fight each other? Superman versus Wonder Woman isn't just a clash of strength, it's a battle of raw power versus godlike skill. And it's one that's played out multiple times across decades of comics. Today we're breaking down those fights, the feats, and the factors that decide who really comes out on top. So let's get to it. On a distant world called Krypton, a baby named Kal-El was born to loving parents, the fearless astronaut Lara and the brilliant scientist Jor-El. But when Jor-El discovered their planet's days were numbered, he made the impossible choice, placing his infant son in a tiny rocket bound for Earth. There, under a yellow sun, Kal would grow into something extraordinary. After crash landing in the quiet town of Smallville, Kansas, he was adopted by kind-hearted farmers Martha and Jonathan Kent. They named him Clark, raised him with unshakable morals, teaching him right from wrong. Eventually, Clark would move to the bustling city of Metropolis and become the greatest superhero the world has ever known, Superman. Now everybody thinks they know Superman's power: super strength, speed, durability, heat vision, freeze breath. But here's the thing, most people don't realize just how completely busted these abilities actually are. Let's start with his strength. Superman once bench pressed the weight of the entire planet for 5 days straight, only barely even broke a sweat. He's held a miniature black hole in the palm of his hand, pushed planets around like beach balls, and the only true way to test his limits will be to open a pan-dimensional wormhole powerful enough to swallow the Earth whole. And that's not even counting the cosmic stuff. This is a guy who's shaken multiple universes apart while fighting an alternate version of himself, and once battled a conceptual demon across every point in time in every world in existence all at once. Superman isn't just strong. In DC Comics, he's as strong as the story needs him to be, because Superman has to win. That's his role in the universe. And he's just as impossible to hurt. The man's been pummeled by Kryptonians, taked punches from Doomsday, and been blasted across continents or even between planets without so much as a scratch. He's survived inside black holes, shrugged off the collapse of entire universes, and even endured being smashed through infinite realities. He's taken hits from Darkseid, amped by the anti-life equation. He's taken the combined force of the entire emotional spectrum and all magic in the universe all at once, and stood up after being blasted by Gog's staff, which contained the might of the Guardians, the gods, and the Source all rolled up into one. He's been the last hero standing when the ultimate vampire Mandrake drained all of DC dry. He's literally stepped inside the Source itself, something no other living being has ever survived before. Then there's his speed, which is basically cheating. Superman himself has said he's beyond concepts like distance, able to react in attoseconds and move in Planck time. We're talking beyond measurable speed. He can move through realms without space or time, appear anywhere instantly, and in combat, he can blitz almost anyone in comics before they even realize the fight started. Unless you're Barry Allen or Wally West, you're not keeping up, period. And we can't forget his heat vision and freeze breath because, surprise, surprise, they're also overpowered. His freeze breath has stopped Kryptonians, Lanterns, Wonder Woman, and even Darkseid in his tracks. His heat vision, hotter than the sun, strong enough to wound god-tier threats, and precise enough to cut through nearly anything. At the end of the day, Superman isn't just a superhero, he's the superhero, the gold standard, the one every other comic book character is measured against. His powers aren't just impressive, they're on a level so ridiculous that it's hard to truly grasp until you see the receipts. As far as living up to the hype, he doesn't just live up to it, he defines it. Born to Queen Hippolyta and blessed by the Greek gods to become as beautiful as Aphrodite, wise as Athena, stronger than Hercules, and swifter than Mercury, Diana of Themyscira was born destined for greatness. One fateful day, a US Air Force pilot named Steve Trevor accidentally crashed into the Amazon's island paradise of Themyscira. Captivated with the idea of seeing the world outside of her home, Diana competed with her fellow Amazons to win the right to return Trevor to the United States. She won, and was granted her signature armor, sword, and lasso, forged by Hephaestus himself, before taking Trevor to the mainland. After seeing the conflict that raged across the world outside, Diana decided to use her incredible gifts to fight evil and defend the innocent as one of the world's mightiest heroes, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is without a doubt one of the physically strongest heroes in all of DC Comics. She's up there with the likes of Kryptonians like Superman and gods like Ares and Hercules. As just a toddler, she was able to shatter meteors. She's one of the few people capable of moving planets by hand. We've seen her teaming up with Superman and Green Lantern to move the moon before, teamed up with Superman and Martian Manhunter to move the Earth, and she's helped Superman to lift the Spectre before, who is heavy as all eternity. With all that strength and power, Diana can obviously throw one heck of a punch. She's been able to fight a Supergirl, fight against Power Girl, hurt Darkseid in Doomsday, knock out Black Adam and Green Lantern. She's even managed to overpower Superman himself from time to time. Yeah, no doubt about it, Wonder Woman is one of the strongest heroes alive. And cause she's just that powerful, Wonder Woman can obviously take some serious hits too. She can take punches and attacks from Superman, Supergirl, Zod, Doomsday, Green Lantern, Shazam, and even Darkseid. None of them are strong enough to put her down for good. She'll just keep on getting back up and keep on fighting every time. She can take massive explosions, even point-blank universe-ending blast. She can casually survive inside of black holes, and Diana is way tougher when you factor in her bracelets of submission. I mean, these bracelets are powerful enough to block Darkseid's Omega beams absolutely no problem. She was even completely unscathed after taking a full-on blast from the combined power of all the Olympian gods at once. Wonder Woman is insanely tough. She's also definitely one of the top 10 fastest heroes in all of DC. She's comparable to Superman in a lot of their fights. Batman even said that her reaction time is better. And Diana is actually proven to be faster than Supergirl. She can hit Reverse Flash while blindfolded, and her speed just consistently shows up in pretty much every fight she's been in. There's even the insanely impressive time when she blocked parts of the Shattered Gods. These were trillions and trillions of different fragments coming at her and traveling through the universe at faster than light speeds. She is stupid fast. But while Wonder Woman is seriously physically powerful, one of the greatest things going for her in any fight is just her own fighting skill and ability. She's one of the best fighters in the DC universe, to the point where she can fight against most of the Justice League while blindfolded. She's able to fight against Zod and Faora at the same time. She's fought against Ares, the literal god of war, and she's even fought on par with Superman plenty of different times. In fact, there have been times where Batman has chosen Wonder Woman to save the day over Superman, primarily because of the perfect combination of her power and skill. Diana doesn't just have to fight hand to hand either, because she's always got a ton of godly weapons that she carries in fights. Like the Lasso of Truth, an unbreakable lasso that Wonder Woman is an absolute master at using in battle. Her sword can cut down to the atomic level, capable of injuring beings as powerful as Darkseid and Doomsday. Like we've already said with the bracelets of submission, well, they can block pretty much everything that comes their way. Wonder Woman is easily one of the most powerful heroes in the DC universe, up there with the likes of Shazam, Martian Manhunter, and even Superman himself. So, who's actually taking the win here? Well, let's break it down. The cool thing about this matchup is, well, it's happened a lot in the comics, and if we study those throwdowns, we can get a pretty good idea of how this fight would go. I'm sticking with canon fights here though, because the non-canon ones almost always downplay Wonder Woman and aren't really worth counting. Starting post-Crisis, we've got JLA A League of One. Wonder Woman's on a mission where she knows she is going to die. She doesn't want Superman interfering. So she launches Batman and Green Lantern into space, as you do, and then scuffles with Clark to slow him down. The setup is weird, but throughout the fight, Superman's clearly in control, though Diana isn't going all out either. Still, it counts as a win for Clark. Next, Wonder Woman, the Witch, and the Warrior. Here, Superman is brainwashed, bloodlusted, and ready to take Diana apart. Physically, he's got the edge, but she's clearly holding back. Despite that, she manages to subdue him with her lasso and walk away with the win. That's insanely impressive. The list of characters who can hang with a bloodlusted Superman is already short, but doing it while holding back? That's Wonder Woman for you. Then in Superman for Tomorrow, it's a total showcase for Clark. He absolutely overpowers her start to finish. Not much else to say here. Superman's Sacrifice, arguably their most famous clash. Clark's mind controlled by Maxwell Lord, and Wonder Woman's trying to stop him. He starts by completely dominating, blitzing her to the sun, then punching her all the way back to Earth in a single hit. He freezes her solid, she breaks out, and then she uses her bracelets to mess with his super hearing. Once they really start brawling, it's clear Superman's stronger, Wonder Woman's the better fighter. Diana puts him down long enough to go for Maxwell, and when Clark rushes her again, she uses her tiara to slit his throat and take the win. Brutal. Over in the New 52, most of their fights are inconclusive until Darkseid War. Superman's juiced up as the god of strength and completely bloodlusted. Diana? Still at base level. And somehow, she still wins, eating his hits, blitzing him, and trapping him in her lasso. She's holding back the whole time, while Clark's swinging for the fences. In Rebirth, it's back to mind-controlled Superman versus holding back Wonder Woman. The fight ends undecided once they free him, but not before Diana actually knocks him out for a moment. Still a solid feat. So, what does all this tell us? Superman is way more physically powerful, but Wonder Woman is strong enough to hang with him. Her skill, speed, and magical gear close that gap a ton. Most of these fights, though, aren't definitive. Clark's usually mind-controlled, and Diana's usually holding back. But people really underestimate Wonder Woman's skill. Batman himself called her the greatest melee fighter on Earth, the perfect blend of power and technique. He even said that she can be more effective in combat than Superman. Think of it like this: comparing their speed is like asking who's faster, Usain Bolt or Bruce Lee. Usain Bolt might win the foot race, but Bruce wins the fight. and everything about Wonder Woman is trained and perfected for combat. That said, it's not like Superman can't overcome her. Batman's only contingency plan for stopping Wonder Woman was Superman. So even Bruce knows Clark can get it done. At the end of the day, I think the best analogy is a Spartan versus a grizzly bear. The Spartan is skilled, has weapons, and could injure the bear. But the bear's raw power is so overwhelming that even hurt, it could still maul its opponent. That's Superman versus Wonder Woman in a nutshell. And right now, Superman's ridiculous, stronger than he's ever been, beyond concepts like weight or space-time. He's dropping universal and even multiversal beings with a punch, claiming he could destroy limitless universes if he cut loose, one-shotting King of Hell Doomsday, moving with near instant transmission speed, and it's heavily implied that he is immortal. Oh, and this version of Superman is essentially the prime Superman, the center of the metaverse, scaling above every other Superman ever. Literally the strongest version of himself in all of existence. Wonder Woman can go toe-to-toe. She can make him work for it. But beating him, that's another story. Superman is still Superman. And in this fight, he's taking the win.